An electrifying initial atmosphere. That night, the atmosphere in a magnificent building in Chengdu was filled with the light of spotlights. I'm used to seeing big events with a lineup of top celebrities, but for some reason that night felt different. The air seemed warmer, and I could feel a kind of vibration that was hard to explain. Fans have been crowding the area since late afternoon, carrying banners, light sticks, and cameras. Big names are scheduled to attend, including Wang and Bai Lu, two stars who have become the talk of the town because of their incredible chemistry, both on screen and behind the scenes. However, no one expected that the evening would leave such a strong romantic trail. The arrival of Wang and Bai Lu. I stood not far from the row of invited guests. When Wang came in, the audience's cheers immediately peaked. He wore a dark blue suit with a modern twist. Her smile was thin, but the look in her eyes exuded a sense of confidence that made all eyes on her. Soon after, it was Bai Lu's turn to enter the room. The soft cream-colored dress she wore made her look elegant and simple, as if an angel had descended to earth. His presence instantly made the atmosphere change. Many pairs of eyes were fixed on him, including mine. To his surprise, Dylan had briefly turned his head towards the entrance when Bai Lu appeared. That brief glance, even if only for a few seconds, seemed meaningful to me who was observing. Sit nearby. It is not customary for the organizers to put two major artists in adjacent seats, but the evening turned out differently. Dylan sat in the front row seat, and the seat beside him turned out to be prepared for Bai Lu. As Bai Lu walked towards the chair, I saw Dylan stand for a moment, as if to make sure he was sitting comfortably. A small polite gesture, but to the observant eye, it indicates hidden attention. When Bai Lu finally sat down, Dylan again sat down beside her. The two figures are now in one frame, separated only by the back of the chair, but they feel so close. Body language that doesn't lie. Throughout the show, there were a few small moments that were my highlights. As the host threw a joke, Bai Lu chuckled a little while covering her mouth. Dylan turned his head and smiled along, as if the laughter was contagious. There were times when Bai Lu turned to say something, and Dylan bowed slightly in order to hear more clearly, looking down elegantly and attentively. Even when background music was playing, the tiny rhythms of their feet seemed to be in sync, something not easily noticed except up close. All the movements seemed natural, not far-fetched. Unexpected moment. The night went smoothly, until the moment came that made everything tremble. I still remember clearly at that time the stage was showing a video montage. The room became somewhat dim. Bai Lu looked down slightly, perhaps wanting to correct the position of her dress. At that moment, Dylan, who was sitting beside him, suddenly reached out. With a slow but confident motion, he grasped Bai Lu's hand. The grip is elegant, not overdone. His fingers wrapped around Bai Lu's hand gently, as if to provide support and protection. Bai Lu briefly turned her head, her face a little surprised. But just a split second later a slight smile was engraved on her lips. The smile was not for the camera, not for the audience. It was a personal smile, as if only for Dylan. Sharp reaction of fans. At first, I thought that the moment was visible only to me and a few people around. But as it turned out, some of the fans sitting further away had already set up their cameras. Dim light is not a hindrance to sharp lenses. Within minutes, the moment spread to social media. Photos and a short video showing Dylan grasping Bai Lu's hand went viral quickly. Hashtags such as hashtag Dylan Wang Bai Lu Tongon Basatu and hashtag Romance Elegan Dylan Bai Lu immediately entered the trend. Fans flooded the comments with various speculations. It's not just an ordinary grasp, it's full of meaning. The way Dylan clasped Bai Lu's hand was so gentleman. Look at Bai Lu's expression, she's so happy. Flowing co-cocklogy. As always, fans have an uncanny ability to read the signs. The hand grip was immediately used as material co-cocklogy. Some said the grasp was like a symbol that Dylan wanted to protect Bai Lu. There are also those who call the way Dylan does it reminiscent of a romantic drama scene. Only this is real, not acting. Some fans even linked it to Dylan's old interview, in which he once said that if he liked someone, he would show it through a small act of sincerity. Is this a coincidence? Or is it real code? Coco Cloji keep popping up. Speaker perspective. As someone who witnessed firsthand, I can confirm one thing. The moment is real, it cannot be faked. The way Dylan grasped Bailu's hand was so natural, without drama, without further ado. What makes it even more special is the elegance of the gesture. Not excessive, not flashy, but precisely because of its simplicity, the grip looks deeper in meaning. I can still remember Bailu's expression back then, a little surprised, then it turned into a gentle smile. It's not a smile for the camera or the audience. It's a smile born from the heart. After that moment. Interestingly, after that moment of hand-holding, the atmosphere between them seemed more and more familiar. There are more small whispers, more glances that meet, more smiles that are shared. And although the show's official cameras rarely highlight them live, they remain the center of attention for anyone sitting around. I can feel that warmth, even from a few seats away. It was as if their aura radiated throughout the room. Public reading cues. After the event ended, the virtual world literally exploded. Entertainment media articles began to appear, discussing the meaning behind the hand grip. Some called it the most romantic moment on the unofficial version of Weibo Night. There were also those who dared to write a sensational headline, Dylan Wang and Bailu. Is this a tacit confession? Fans are divided between those who believe this is a sign of a relationship more than just a co-worker, and those who consider it just a form of support for fellow artists. But one thing is certain, the moment has already left a deep impression that is difficult to erase. Visible harmony. For me personally, the handshake is not just about romance. It's about harmony. In the middle of the stage lights, in the midst of the applause, two people can connect with each other through a simple touch. Elegant, sincere, and meaningful. Perhaps that is the reason why the moment is so memorable. Because it is simple, but it holds a deeper meaning than 1,000 words. Reflections of resource persons. When I came home that night, the image of that hand was still spinning in my head. There's something different in the way Dylan does it. Something that makes it feel real and not made up. I wondered, is this the beginning of a new story that they will share with the world? Or just a small moment that happened to be caught on camera? Whatever the answer, I was sure of one thing. That night, in a room full of light, there was another, more beautiful light. The warm light from Dylan Wang and Bailu's grasping hands. The moment may be just a few seconds. But for me, for the fans, and for anyone watching, those are moments that will always be remembered. Because sometimes, love or closeness does not need to be announced with words. With just one hand elegant, soft, full of meaning, all can be felt clearly.